Well, the Blue Devils of David Cutcliffe have returned to Wallace Wade Outdoor Stadium here in Durham this afternoon after a win in Atlanta last week against Georgia Tech. And Virginia is here. The Cavaliers beating Miami at home in Charlottesville. And it's the 70th meeting all time between Duke and Virginia in the Coastal Division of the Atlantic Coast Conference. And we welcome you to our coverage of ACC football with James Bates, West Durham. And, of course, a quick check of the Coastal standings shows you just what's at stake here today. Miami, Virginia, and Pittsburgh are a half game back of Virginia Tech. And then who's a game back in the win column of those three? The Duke Blue Devils. So, James, here's the scenario now facing David Cutcliffe and Bronco Mendenhall. All your good work, all your foundation, and now the stretch drive of the 2018 season begins.
Well, absolutely. Two head coaches that have these teams where they need to be and have these guys off the field as well. Big fans of both these head coaches. And let's start with David Cutcliffe, the head coach here at Duke, and the wonderful job that he has done. And he's done it with that background, that offensive background. We all know what he's done with these great quarterbacks over the years. And, oh, guess what? He's got one that's slinging the ball right now in Daniel Jones that is playing the best football of his career. Here's a little 2-minute stretch in that Georgia Tech win last weekend. All off of turnovers, 21 points quickly scored, and it's showing you he can roll out and throw it. He can move, tuck it, and run when he needs to. A beautiful touch pass in the back of the end zone, and he's making the right decisions. But you know what? He has not made the right decisions the last couple years against this Virginia Cavalier defense coached by Bronco Mendenhall, who, by the way, on the flip side of that coin, is a guy that came up through the defensive ranks, a defensive-minded guy, and his guys are certainly playing like that. Just ask Miami, who only scored 13 points in the loss to these guys last weekend. Look at that third number right there. Circle it for you. In the 2 games that Daniel Jones has played against this defense, he's thrown 7 interceptions.
Yep.
7. He only has 22 career interceptions, only 2 interceptions this year. They're going to try to confuse him. They're going to try to do the same thing they've done the last few years, that's for sure.
Rebecca Capel braving the elements on the Wallace Wade Stadium sideline today. Rebecca, while Duke has an offensive leader in Daniel Jones, Virginia has a defensive leader as well.
That's right, yeah. Virginia safety Juan Thornhill. He's been picking apart offenses all season long, and he doesn't like awards or accolades, but today he is our hardy star to watch for very good reason. Last week against Miami, Thornhill intercepted 2 passes, returning this one a career-long 62 yards to set up a touchdown. He also made 6 tackles, earning him ACC Defensive Back of the Week honors. Now, Thornhill's played every position in the backfield. This season, he went from cornerback to safety. He added 15 pounds of muscle to do it. His body transformed so much, he told me he had to buy all new clothes because the ones he was wearing were too small. And he told me he loves facing confident quarterbacks like Duke's Daniel Jones because he sees this as an opportunity to make a lot of really big plays, guys.
All right, Rebecca, thanks very much. Great to have you with us. Hope the rain slows down as we start. Duke and Virginia. The Cavaliers have won the last 3. Duke's won 6 of the last 10, and our ball game is brought to you today by your local Ford dealer. Duke won the toss, elected to defer, so Virginia is going to touch it first here today. And the Blue Devils will kick it away to the Cavaliers. And there is Joe Reed, who is 6th in the ACC in kick return average at 21.5. Jack Driggers kicks it away. And this will be Reed from the 2. Reed 20, 25, 30, 35, and the 38-yard line is where Joe Reed pushes Virginia. And here's the young man from Queen Creek, Arizona, James, the electric Bryce Perkins.
The leader of this team in so many ways. He's the best player on this team, the most consistent player on this team. He'll bring some flash and some energy to this Who's squad. Robert and I, the offensive coordinator, back down on the field with his offense, and he has really made them go. We had him a few weeks ago in that Louisville game where he made a few of those flying leaps over those Louisville defenders. Big difference in that game.
Here's Reed, and now Zacchaeus. Olamide going to throw to the quarterback, Perkins. And he got right about 10 yards before the Blue Devils rallied to the football. Dylan Singleton and Ben Humphreys.
Well, mixing it up a little bit here early, trying to mix in some new faces as well. And there's one of the old standbys, Olamide Zacchaeus, doing it with his arm. Nice little play call on the first play of the game. You get guys with their ears pinned back trying to go a little bit too fast, run themselves out of position. Take 9 yards any day.
Play fake by Perkins. Little pitch wide side. Zacchaeus trying to get in the game early from a ball handling standpoint. And Duke does a really good job, James. And Michael Carter II, who missed a couple of ball games with injury, number 26 there, the first Blue Devil to meet Zacchaeus for no gain.
Well, it's an interesting play call. I really like the play, and I really like the play of Dylan Singleton to get out there, to recognize, get out there in a hurry, and get it turned back. All they needed was a yard, and they didn't get it. So now a 3rd down and short here to start this game.
Here goes Virginia into the too tight look. And straight ahead, this is Jordan Ellis. And it's a little inverted backfield look, and Perkins is going to keep it. He'll have the first down and more. Perkins at the 5, and he'll score. And the home team trailing 7-0. And here's the return for Jonathan Lloyd. Working near side on the return. He'll get to the 20 before he's shoved out of bounds. Boy, James, how about the drive that's brought to you by Jaguar here that culminated in the Perkins touchdown?
A little bit of everything. First play from scrimmage, a reverse throwback to Perkins, and that got it going. In the middle of it, you also had a 3rd and 1 where the offensive line for the Cavs overpowered Duke. And then you also had a little dazzle on the outside with Perkins, a little quarterback lead behind Ellis. A nicely called, nicely executed opening drive for the guys from Charlottesville. Let's see what Daniel Jones and company can do, trying to answer now.
David Cutcliffe trying to get Britton Brown back at running back this week. He does not start the game. Deion Jackson does, and not much. So just a yard for Deion Jackson. And all eyes are going to be on Daniel Jones today, James, not just because, as you mentioned at the top, a tough history against Virginia, but since the return from that clavicle injury against Northwestern, these are his numbers before and after.
Well, and what's impressed me the most is he certainly hasn't played with like a guy that's had an injured clavicle. He's just very physical quarterback.
3 yards there.
To the point, Wes, where we had a talk yesterday with David Cutcliffe, and I asked him, I said, Coach, you know, he's not playing like a guy who missed a couple weeks because he had a broken bone. He said, no, it scares me to death. It scares me to death.
Yeah, kind of hold your breath, right?
Well, here, look at this, walked up. It's almost like a circus look. You've got one guy with his hand in the dirt now on that defensive front for Virginia.
Cavaliers bring the heat. Taylor the catch. He'll be short of the first down, I believe. Forward progress going to be critical on the spot here. And they're showing the 30-yard line. And that is a first down. Wow. Remember that yellow line not official. And David Cutcliffe with a long look.
Oh, it's official. Our guy's the best. Jeff down there, 1st and 10 line. It's official when you're talking about him.
Okay. 1st and 10. Little sweep play from the gun, and boy, Virginia there in a hurry. Big Snowden, the linebacker, along with Tim Harris, the 6th-year senior for the Wahoos.
Well, Mandy Alonso from Miami, Florida, the defensive end. He won't get credit right here, but watch him fight. Just continue to fight to stay outside and to help set that edge and let guys like Harris come over there and help clean up a little bit. Excellent job to keep that outside shoulder pad free, help make the play.
Quentin Harris has come in at quarterback here. Harris going to keep it for the Blue Devils. Snowden rallies to make the stop there. That'll be a gain of 3. And David Cutcliffe.
There you go. That'll work. If you're going to scare me too much, Daniel, I'll put Quentin in there, let him run it when we need to run it. But now you need another big 3rd down pickup. Little different look than that circus look that they had last time on 3rd down.
Yeah, more conventional 4-2-5 here for the Cavaliers. Jones the snap up in the pocket. Daniel spins it and into traffic and overthrown. Looking for Jonathan Lloyd as wide receiver. So Brenton Nelson led the coverage for Virginia, and there's Bryce Hall, who made headlines last Saturday night at Scott Stadium. So 6 plays and now a punt coming for the Blue Devils.
Here's Zandier blitzing. The linebacker picked up, and an offensive line that's been hit or miss does a good job of protecting Daniel Jones there, but he can't find his target. All too high, and so off the field, this defense now.
2 return guys are deep, and this is Tavares Kelly. backing up inside the 15 to make the catch. Kelly is dangerous. 35, Kelly 40. Tavares Kelly across midfield. Big things sometimes come in small packages, James. And Tavares Kelly's listed at 5'8", 160, but he can make you miss.
And here's why they want to get the football in his hands on the offensive side. It's been all kinds of exciting on special teams for Duke. This is exciting, but not if you're a Blue Devil fan.
Second down 13. Perkins, a quick throw here to the perimeter. Boy, Zacchaeus took a big lick. Behind him was Ben Humphries, but right in the mix was Waters, the sophomore from Delray Beach at safety.
That negative play, you know, you look at that first drive, everything's positive. Everything's positive. Here's a little gain, but after the loss on first down, the negative play, now you're looking at a third down and long, getting behind those chains, getting behind those sticks. You hear it so much from people up in the booth, and it's showing you why a team like Virginia can be so good on third down, because usually on first down they're great.
That's Ellis in motion to join Perkins. They're going to run Jordan Ellis here. And he will pick up 7. Trayvon McSwain trying to help fill the void left by the season-ending injury to Edgar Serenord. In there to make the stop.
Oh, what was once an empty set, now you're going to bring Ellis inside. And look at Ellis. 5'10" is what he's listed at. And he brings it pop, powerful, can hide behind those big guys. And here's a 4th down now. 4 of 5. UVA this season on 4th down, but they need a big 3 yards right here.
Zacchaeus in motion. Perkins wants to throw. Quick shot. Dubois the catch. First down, Virginia. Humphries is there. Looked like Leonard Johnson might have also been involved in this, or Brandon Feimster, and a marker has come down as the play was whistled. Jeff McConaughey's the referee today.
After the play is over, personal foul, late hit, offense, number 54, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Ryan Nelson, the redshirt freshman, Buena Park, California, the guilty party, Rebecca.
Well, guys, after that first catch that Dubois didn't catch from his quarterback, he went right over to Bryce Perkins and said, "My bad, man, I misjudged that. It's not going to happen again." So obviously the confidence still there to go back to him.
A little post-scrimmage foul, though, James. Kind of negates the play, to be honest with you.
Well, and had that conversation about Zane Zandier over on the other side of the ball, the linebacker that had a similar penalty against Miami last week. He said it's part of the growth process.
Here's Perkins, hesitated on the throw, and now will keep it for maybe 4 yards on the play. Boy, Trey Hornbuckle's been active. 6 tackles in the loss to Virginia Tech of his 17 on the year, and he's already been on a couple stops today against Mendenhall's Cavalier offense.
Well, and you saw him, you know, the frown after the Ryan Nelson, who's a redshirt freshman penalty that cost his team. It's still a fresh set of downs, but Zane Zandier, I asked him about it, a sophomore linebacker. He said, you know, it's just he's at that stage of development. It's unfortunate, but guys like that are prone to violence. Prone to violence. How about that? I think 33 is just that.
Perkins going to take a shot, overthrows Dubois. It'll be 3rd and very long for Virginia. Remember, the Cavaliers had gotten the first down toward the 30-yard line. Post-scrimmage personal foul penalty against the left tackle Nelson, pushed him back, and Duke has kind of gotten new life out of that on this possession.
Well, without a doubt, and that big sack there is what you've come to expect this season from this football team. Drew Jordan, KG, the defensive ends, have been phenomenal getting off this spot. Let's see how many they bring here. Just 3.
3rd and almost 20. Perkins down the middle, what a catch, and a big lick put on Dubois. Looked like Giles Harris banged him around pretty good after a 15-yard catch.
Well, Rebecca, this proves your point here. He can trust Dubois now, can he? He's shown him that the last couple passes after that drop, hanging on to this one after the big lick, and it's a 4th down and short, and another try at 4th down coming up here for Bryce Perkins in this offense.
Boy, Virginia has had the ball a lot so far in this first period. Duke's only had 1 possession lasting 6 snaps. 11th play of this drive for the Cavaliers. Perkins lobbing for Kelly. And broken up, incomplete. Brandon Feimster in coverage for the Blue Devils.
Feimster is going to play a lot today. They're mixing it up with Blackwell. There he is, stride for stride. He's lucky that he didn't get a flag thrown right there.
Second possession for Duke.
Way to give it away, pardon.
Deep shot for Garner. Broken up by the veteran Harris. Jarrett Garner, 6'3", 190, and a freshman, north of Charlotte at Harrisburg, North Carolina.
A freshman, 24, Gardner. Coach Cutt told us yesterday he'll get in the game and he'll get a long ball. He can really run and he can go get it. He had it. He's got to be stronger. You got it. Excellent job by Harris to make up and rip those wrists away.
Deion Jackson can't get anything going to the edge. A little extra shove, by the way, going out of bounds. Thornhill was over there, but Cavaliers maybe got one on the house there as Jackson was knocked out of bounds.
West,
third and full.
We talked about it earlier. You know, this is such a big game, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be. I mean, how about the beautifully thrown football by Daniel Jones to Gardner? Harris fighting till the very end to rip it away, not giving up. And then you stuff him on second down. Here's another third and long and a chance for this Cav D to get off the field.
Pressure coming. Quick throw offline for T.J. Ramming. Snowden came uncontested, James, against that Duke front.
Here's the way this Virginia defense confused last week. Look at them bunched up here. There's one guy with his hand on the ground. Okay, go ahead and run it. Who's going? Who's dropping? Look at him. Three guys coming from this side. That's why even a guy like Daniel Jones, as mature as he's become, the decisions he's made have been so much better. He's rushed there. He's got a guy ramming. That's his go-to guy. But he can't get it to him because he's confused by that blitz. Nick Howell, Kelly Papinga doing a good job of scheming it up.
Austin Parker will punt it far side away from Tavares Kelly. Chuck Davis on the punt return. Davis inside the 40. Another plus territory start for Virginia near Duke's 38. See Bryce Perkins going to work. 7-0 Virginia. Brief hesitation, and he'll pick up about 5 on first down. Chris Rumpf, the ACC Rookie of the Week, who went all-world last Saturday in Atlanta, makes the tackle.
Rumpf, the redshirt freshman.
Gainesville, Florida.
Yes, sir. Buchholz High School.
Oh, wait.
I hear they got a pretty good swim team.
Yeah, I hear the swim team is excellent.
There he is. His dad's now coaching at Tennessee. They had a big win last weekend.
What's that lady's name coaching the swim team?
Bates.
Yeah, just checking.
Yeah.
Here's Perkins, gonna cut it loose. Ellis caught it inside the 10 against Leonard Johnson.
Complete to Joe Reed. Leonard Johnson was there.
So Reed the catch at about the 5 or 6 yard line here.
What a beautifully thrown football. And look at him get that foot down. Here's another playmaker. Here's one of these playmakers. See, controlling the ball, call the catch on the field. They're looking at it, and it's without a doubt he has control. And this is a perfect example why, as a receiver, you got to give yourself some cushion on that sideline. You got to have somewhere to fade to.
Jordan Ellis, Giles Harris fought all the way through, and about the time Jordan Ellis got the handoff, he hit Jordan Ellis. So after the big throw to Reed, Virginia operates in the CPI security red zone, where the Cavaliers have 12 touchdowns in 24 possessions coming in, James. 71% scoring opportunity. And that'll be the final play of period 1. Well, Virginia has the lead on the scoreboard and a significant lead in time of possession. Lobster game summary. Oh, look at the total yards, James.
Wow. Virginia had it 11 minutes, 7 seconds in the first 15 minutes, the first quarter. And they'll start it here, knocking on the door.
Perkins, a keeper. And spun around and dropped by Derek Tangelo. Second and goal coming up for the Wahoos, who are on their 3rd possession. Or Bronco Mendenhall. He and David Cutcliffe we talked about this with Steve Adazio last week. Teams that personify the coach's personality, right?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And Nick Howell, as defensive coordinator, said, I'll give you an example. The day after our first practice, after we got back, after beating Miami, he had them sprinting like you wouldn't believe, covering kickoffs, which is, you know, you'd think you'd rest them up a little bit. It wasn't the case. Keeping that pedal to the metal, trying to keep it on here and put it in the end zone again.
3rd and goal. Perkins looking for the pylon. I think he got in. Touchdown, Virginia. The brief hesitation, James. Did that clear the path going to the corner?
Well, I think so. And I mean, it's not like it was a designed run, and that's what he can do to you. You feel like you got him stopped. You got him all covered. And watch, you're going to have Ben Humphries, who's a heck of a linebacker. He thinks he's got the right angle. Changes all of that and doing an excellent job of fighting to stick it in at the very end. Ball coming out is not going to matter because it crossed the plane. They will take a look at it, especially on a scoring play. They look at all the plays, but I really don't think there's anything to think that that would even be close to being overturned. And how about that? Early in the 2nd quarter, and Virginia just putting it on Duke offensively and defensively to start this game.
Well, the 2 punt returns, one by Kelly, the other by Davis, have set up opportunities, and the Chuck Davis punt return now a point after from Delaney, and Virginia's got a 2-touchdown advantage here in Durham. 14-0 in the Coastal Division back after this.
He's had as a head coach. I think he may be most proud of what he did right here in Durham with the Duke Blue Devils. And it really is fun to see, and it's I'm glad they were able to incorporate that into the broadcast today.
Hey, good thing you got to wear 44, right?
Oh, yep.
Here's Jones. Duke trying to find a way to get started offensively, and they'll pick up a couple. Little smoke pass out in the flat to Ramming. Well, TJ Ramming was big last week. 4 catches, 91 yards, the big 3rd and long conversion against the Jackets in Atlanta. And Duke right up over the football.
Right, and keeping them in front, though, defensively, keeping them in front. What a big drive this is for Jones in the offense.
There's another throw, Ramming inside from the left side, and he'll get to the 30. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Now, one thing that the hurry-up does, it doesn't give Virginia an opportunity to get too exotic with all these blitzes. Look, they're going to catch them changing right here. Jones wants the ball. They're supposed to have a chance now to match it. There was no official there to match, and I don't know even if Duke substituted.
Prior to the snap, timeout, Virginia.
That's why Duke did not substitute. Virginia did, so Bronco Mendenhall knows he's got to burn a timeout and got it pulled there.
So here's the chess match that we have going on right now. You've got, so here there was nobody now. Everybody over the football. You have to, if there's a substitution coming from the Duke sidelines, there will be an official standing over, holding the football so the defense can match. Wasn't the case. Bronco burns the timeout. But here's the chess match now that's going on. Okay. We haven't been able to solve what they're doing for us defensively when we huddle up, when we take time coming to the line, when they can change it. Because one thing that Nick Howell, the defensive coordinator for Virginia, and Bronco and Kelly Papinga, they've done is they almost have these personnel groupings like you would on offense.
Yeah.
Hey, this personnel, and it's to where they'll have tendencies and whatnot. Well, they've got to get those different units in to do some of the exotic stuff that they've tried to do. So if we go hurry up, we can keep them on their heels, and they won't be able to mix it up quite as much. They tried to do it there, and it helps them out. But what are they going to do on 3rd down and 5? Got to stay on this football field.
Jones, the throw, and dropped. And that was Helm, the tight end, redshirt senior. Top of the line there for the Blue Devils at the tight end chart.
That's the guy, and that's a sure thing. Usually you've got it drawn up. He hooks it up right there at the sticks. It would have been a 1st down.
Wow.
And I mean, it's a guy in Helm, too, that they weren't sure they were going to have him go today, that he was going to be healthy. Oppenhaver, Gray, some pretty good tight ends, but costly there.
2 guys back again. They've been playing games in this punt return. It's worked out. And Davis, the ball got jostled loose. There'll be a flag. I think Chuck Davis was interfered with on the catch. And I believe the flag is going to be for kick-catch interference here on the Blue Devils.
Kick-catching interference, kicking team. number 52. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, you're helping them out, a team that you haven't been able to stop offensively. And, you know, it's interesting when you've got one guy throwing someone off and you've got
to the beach. Perkins in the pistol. Virginia, again, very good field position. And the throw is caught in traffic, Zacchaeus. And I think that was Feimster hanging all over him. Boy, good coverage, and boy, Perkins threaded the needle there. Fourth catch for Alameda.
And I'll say this early on, and not just here, but how many spots on this field go back to the 3rd and 1. 50-50 balls. Who wants it more? Who's the tougher football team right now in this first half? It goes without saying. The Virginia Cavaliers score aside, play after play, they continue to scrap.
Perkins, a little play fake to Ellis. Now in trouble, and he'll throw it out of bounds. Boy, the black shirts were collapsing around Bryce Perkins. Boy, plays with a ton of poise, James, does Perkins. Junior college transfer, started his career at Arizona State.
Well, the fastest guy on the team, pound for pound, the strongest guy on the team, and just exactly what they needed, what they were looking for when they went looking to run this offense. Taysom Hill back at BYU that Bronco and Robert and I had, you know, after that Texas game where he really came on the scene. And all these coaches were calling, this guy's like Thor. He's not a quarterback, so that's why they call Bryce Perkins the new position as a quarterback.
Here's Zacchaeus in trouble. Humphreys, the first Blue Devil there, and then the rest of Duke arrives. Drew Jordan, 86. Involved.
Here's a perfect example. Watch Ben Humphreys. We saw him earlier on the second touchdown of the day for Bryce Perkins. He thought he had the right angle. You know, Zacchaeus can fly. Look, Ben Humphreys is a good linebacker. He takes that angle. He does not get that angle messed up by the speed of the offensive player, and it's one of the fastest guys on the field, but Bryce Perkins changed all that.
Big play here, James.
Oh, without a doubt.
You see the 3rd down numbers for Virginia. Ellis, and I think if he gets to the 15, he'll have it. Tangelo again the stop. Well, when they lose Edgar Serenord to the Achilles last week in Atlanta, Duke had to find their next guy up because Serenord did so many things for Cutcliffe's defensive front. And I mean, he was a captain, he was the emotional leader, he was a redshirt senior. And Tangelo's a passionate guy. They're kind of looking at him. Hornbuckle off to a good start here today. But here's Virginia coming up short on the first down. And Delaney to try a 33-yarder. He's perfect in his career. And this one is no good. Still a 14-0 Virginia lead. Jones on a bootleg. Being flushed and throws it away. Cavaliers got after him, and it was Matt Gamm, the linebacker, that got out into space. And the Blue Devils have only got 57 yards of offense, James, as it's 2nd and 10.
You know, you're seeing a defense last Saturday night. Look at all the turnovers that the offense for Virginia had, but they always had an answer. They've had a lot of answers for this Duke offense as well here today.
Taylor. And taken down after about 6 yards, 35-yard line. Sandier and Brenton Nelson, James.
There you go. Driving him out of the way there. Still a nice stick.
Blitz coming, quick throw, caught. First down ahead of Thornhill, and that's Daniel Helm, the tight end.
Can you put together a drive? How big would this be for Duke that has really been on the bad side, if you're a Blue Devil fan, this entire first half? To put together a drive and punch it in the end zone here before halftime would be huge.
Jones will keep it again, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Thornhill came in, the saber safety, if you will, the strong safety for the Cavaliers. And the more Daniel Jones runs with it, the deeper breaths David Cutcliffe takes, I think.
Yeah.
James.
Made the right read there, but so did Juan Thornhill. Made the read to go make the play.
Flip to Ramming. Needs a block. Got one on the edge, picks up 5. It'll be 3rd and 5. Zandier, the tackle.
Zane Zandier's fun to watch. Sideline to sideline. That is...
Oh, come on. He's got the cowboy collar. You like him already. Then the eye black. It just...
all the above. Guys like that are prone to violence, Bronco Mendenhall says. What do they got for him, though, here on 3rd down and medium now?
Jones from the pocket. Flushed out again. He'll keep it. Flag is thrown. He'll be short of the 1st down. And it looks like holding is the preliminary indication from at least in front of the Virginia bench.
It's again another good play by Zandier, and Harris is going to go backwards for Duke, but to just get enough of Jones to make sure he doesn't get that 1st down, even if the flag hadn't been thrown, still wouldn't have made the sticks. Nice job in open field.
There are multiple fouls on a play. Holding, offense, number 65. That penalty's declined. Holding, offense, number 25. 10-yard penalty, 4th down. Correction, 3rd down.
Third and long after the penalty.
Entire sidelines of Virginia jumping around like they're at a European soccer game. I mean, there's an energy on that sidelines right now it's really infectious for these guys out on the field. Let's see if they can make a big play here.
Jones trying to get away from Peace. Cannot. Cavaliers drop it. Chris Peace again behind the line. He came in leading the ball game in tackles for loss for Virginia and in sacks, James. And a Virginia timeout with under 2 minutes to go.
He's just a whole lot of want to. This time he missed him on the 3rd down try where Jones, he was chasing behind on the blitz. This time the senior linebacker wrestles him down.
Well, they've got 2 touchdowns, James, but Virginia's defense has been very tough in the 1st half.
No, without a doubt. And they're fun to watch. Hard-hitting, disciplined bunch. And I wouldn't want to be an offensive coordinator or an offensive lineman quarterback, for that matter, trying to dissect them and figure out what the heck they're doing. There's the interception by Juan Thornhill, who continues to be such a ball hawk, had the 2 interceptions in the win over Miami last week, and a Miami football team on the road up in Charlottesville that could not find an answer for this defense. And Duke has to feel about the same way right now as we're under 2 minutes left in this 1st half, a 1st half that has belonged to the Cavaliers.
Again, 2 guys, and Parker kind of slices this one toward the Duke side, and it'll be downed at the 23. There was Tavares Kelly standing in the middle of the field, and Chuck Davis was over there on the numbers in front of the Virginia bench. And so now, James, 1 timeout, 14-0. And Bryce Perkins and the Cavaliers get the ball. I mean, they've had great field position in the 1st half. This is at the Virginia 24. Boy, this is a big possession now, because Virginia's had command of this opening half. And this 6th possession starts at the 24, but only 1 timeout left and a 2-touchdown lead.
Duke will get the ball to start the 2nd half. They want to make sure they're only trailing 14, though.
Look at Ellis. That's almost 10 on 1st down.
I think this has been the biggest surprise to me here today. I thought that the front 7 for Duke, really on tape, they looked better. Virginia Tech couldn't run on this team. Virginia Tech had a really tough time running the football on this squad. They've really run at will right up the gut of this defense. He's injured, but he's right back up at it and handing the ball off.
Yeah, there's Jordan Ellis. Oh, that's tough running.
Yeah.
To midfield. Giles Harris the stop. 10 yards for Jordan Ellis, who runs with that forward lean about him, James. Lamont Atkins, by the way, will check into the ball game. Sophomore from Northern Virginia at the running back spot for the Cavaliers. 1 timeout and 3rd down for Bronco Mendenhall's team. You see they're 50%. That's just above their ACC number of 48 coming in. And there's a throw. That's an incomplete pass or caught. One referee said, or one official said incomplete, and the other one said
he hung on, Wes. It's all about,
calling it now incomplete.
Ball again. He secures the football. If we can get another angle, we can see that foot. He secures it as soon as it hits his hands. All right, here we go. So watch that right foot. It's a catch. Toe's still on the ground. That's a catch.
We have a completed catch. The receiver completed the process of the catch, got his right foot in. Result of the play is a first down. The ball we placed at the 37-yard line. First down.
All right, now Bronco Mendenhall, remember, is now out of timeouts with 26 seconds left. So given all of that, now at the college level, of course, the clock stops after first downs.
Well, and even though they've got a kicker in Delaney that's 0 for 1 in this game, they've got a guy that they've got a little bit of faith in, so if they can get up there and field position. But they're going to need that clock to stop.
Perkins to his right. Now going to run with it. That's trouble. He'll slide down at the 33. The clock continues to run. Virginia's got to get to the line and spike it to stop the clock. We go inside 10 seconds. And there's the spike with 6. And this would be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 51 yards. 52 perhaps for Delaney. And that would be 6 ahead of his career, which was 46 last Saturday night against Miami. So it's going to be 51, so 5 and change.
Hit
51 yards.
26, 46, and 32 in the Miami win.
Into the first half. And stepping out of the back of the end zone after fielding the miss was Waters, the safety. So the halftime score, Virginia got touchdowns in 2 of their first 3 possessions. So the Cavaliers get on the board with a Perkins run of 23 yards and then another one of 3 early in the second period. And so far that has that's been enough for the Cavaliers because they've been really good on defense, James.
Well, I think if you're in that Duke locker room, you're lucky to be sitting at just 14 down right now, especially getting that ball to open up the second half.
And there'll be no return of the kick from Delaney. So Duke will start from its 25, and not a very pleasant first half for Daniel Jones in the offense.
No, and you heard David Cutcliffe talk about we need to block better and we need to block longer. You need to stay on blocks in that run game. You need to help them out a little bit. Speaking of helping out, hang on to these footballs. Too many drops. Even Helm dropped one. What would have been a first down, and there's Thornhill with his 3rd pick in 2 weeks and a whole half to play. So let's see what Duke draws up here and start the second half.
Quick throw, and this is Taylor. First down and more. Chris Taylor almost to midfield. Joey Blunt shoves him out of bounds.
That'll work.
2-yard play. That'll work.
It will. And you know, it's, hey, Coach Cut said to Rebecca, hey, you know, we've got a whole half to play. And they're in this football game. I mean, 14 points, a quick strike here, and you cut it in half. But so much of it, I think, hangs on this opening drive.
Here's Jones keeping it and diving for about 7 yards before Robert Snyder, the linebacker. There's a look at 22, the sophomore from Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Snyder's a junior. He described Bronco Mendenhall, as Zandier and Snyder both as reckless. Reckless backers.
Jones cuts it loose and short of Jonathan Lloyd, who was wide open at the 40.
There's Lloyd down there all by himself. Everybody leaves him, bailing out. Some miscommunication there. Bryce Hall. And they dodge a bullet, though, so it's 3rd down after the incomplete pass with the pressure coming in around Daniel Jones.
Jones in stride. Taylor. Touchdown. That was a bullet, Batesy. Two seconds gone in the second half, and Duke's in the end zone.
President Taylor hanging on. The senior from Miramar, Florida. Student Athlete Advisory Committee president the last 2 years. Putting the Blue Devils on the board. Boy, did they need that in a big way.
Colin Wareham punches the point through. Well, you said a moment ago, split it in half with a score, and that's what they've done.
And it's a quick strike. And the angle that we saw earlier, Juan Thornhill, watch the eyes of the quarterback and know what they're trying to do with the interception. And here, it's just a fly, and he hits him right in the middle of that zone. And Thornhill, or Blunt rather, takes a bad angle.
So now Jack Driggers to kick it away. Kelly and Keir are deep. And this will be the dangerous Tavares Kelly. Kelly trying to find the cutback. Taken down inside the 15. The sophomore, Winchester, Virginia. This is P.K. Keir in the backfield. Nice run. Carter made the stop, 13-yard run.
Change up the backs. Jordan Ellis, we saw him leave the game there late in the first half. His counterpart over there on the other side, Ben Humphreys, still out. So a couple big players on both sides of the football right now missing, but Keir picking right up where they left off.
Just his 7th carry of the year a moment ago. There's number 8 on the season. Just had 6 carries for 27 yards, and well, he's already doubled. He's already cut that number in half and then some on 2 takes here.
Well, and carries 1 and 2 in this game, very similar to what you get out of Ellis. North and south, full speed ahead.
Chris Sharp into the backfield with Perkins here for a big 3rd down play. Perkins, Zacchaeus, and got banged around as he approached the 45 by Michael Carter again, Rebecca.
Guys, it must be Joe Giles Harris's lucky socks. His mom buys him a goofy pair at the beginning of every season. He wears the same pair of socks every single week during the pregame meal and on the team's double walk into the facility. It is the
Give it to Wallace Wade outdoor. And Bryce Perkins out of the break. Moving around on 3rd down, looking for room. And now, improvises and completes it to Peacock. What a play.
Wow. How about the headiness? They talk about it, especially in basketball. You hear about guys talking about how the hoop feels so big, the game slows down. How slow must this game feel for Bryce Perkins? Just effortless, trying to direct. He actually, the first guy, tried to get him, hey, move 4 yards down the field so I can throw it to you for a 1st down instead. And you got guys like Peacock moving, going with their quarterback, trying to help him out. Duke thought they had him stopped.
Bryce trying to throw now, evades the pocket. And Jordan chases him out of bounds. Right around the 20 or right around the 33-yard line.
He's such a big body that you don't, it's definitely a deceptively fast, the speed of this quarterback. It's, again, he breaks down that angle. You look like he's going to be stopped maybe for a 1-yard gain. Instead, he turns it into 4 or 5. Just able to get to that edge and changing up those speeds, too.
Cole Blackman's come in as a wide receiver, top of the screen for Virginia. 9th play of the drive. Little swing pass, Zacchaeus. Boy, nice help out block from Reed there on Humphreys. And that'll be enough for the 1st down for Olamide Zacchaeus. And Rebecca noted that Humphreys trying to get back in the ball game. He's playing with a brace on. You'll see the block here.
Fighting through, and then Humphreys actually had run through the block of Reed. Beat him, and then a good job of catching back up and knocking him down, and then Humphreys called over to the sidelines. You got to think maybe that knee is still bothering him a little bit too much. Good hustle play by the receiver.
Perkins on a keeper, a couple of yards to the 25. James 14-7 game. Duke got the TD pass. Jones to Chris Taylor. Virginia's trying to answer back. Bronco Mendenhall. This attests to kind of where this team is, not just today, but maybe this year, right?
Oh, without a doubt. And it's, you know, I mean, they're not going anywhere. You're going to get out of this football team right here, Bronco Mendenhall, you're going to get 4 quarters of football, whether they're up by 20, tied, or down by 20. That's one thing. You know, there's a lot of things you can't guarantee in the ACC this year. That's one thing that I would put my money on.
Kyer and Zacchaeus in the pistol here with Perkins. They hand it to PK Kyer. Look at that. They blew the whistle, and now we get a little pushing and shoving to Marcus Applefield, the grad transfer at the tackle spot. A little overzealous maybe to the echo of the whistle.
That's part of this rivalry. I mean, and it really is a rivalry for these guys. I was talking with Dave Harding, who was a part of some really good football teams for Coach Cut back in the day. There he is right there. Yeah. Look at that good-looking guy, Dave Harding from Orlando, Florida, doing the color for the radio network. And he said, when I was there, we hated Virginia more than we hated North Carolina.
Stop.
That's what he said.
He and David Shoemate on the call. Kyer on 3rd down. And Duke's going to try and kick. Drew Jordan to stop, and looks like a 37-yard try for Delaney. Kick away, and it is good. So Virginia answers the Duke touchdown with Delaney's first field goal of the day, his 4th of the year. 10-point lead for the Cavaliers when we come back. Delaney over the field goal, 10-point lead for the Cavaliers, and there'll be no return for Duke. So the Blue Devils will scrimmage from their 25 in a 17-7 game with 6:45 to play. And here's Daniel Jones coming off his 9th touchdown pass of the year earlier in the half. A little short field toss here to the boundary. Deion Jackson gets 4, and then a flag will be thrown on Bryce Hall. A little extra on that.
After the play is over, personal foul, late hit, out of bounds. Defense number 34, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Good job by Blunt to Phil, and then just keeps it going in the extra shove, a little bit extra. That's, you got the right kind of extra from Bryce Hall last week against Miami, running down the Miami running back from his backside corner spot. That's not the kind of extra that you want, helping out on this drive here for Daniel Jones and company.
Jones, quick throw. Behind Lloyd, incomplete. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Daniel Jones fielded the question yesterday when we met with him about the struggles against Virginia in a very matter-of-fact, James, in a way that, to be honest with you, I'm more impressed with him. He said, hey, look, bottom line is I haven't played very well against Virginia. We've got to play well, yes, but I haven't played well. He's trying to reset here in the 2nd half. There's Ramming on the far side. It's a long throw from the big quarterback from Charlotte. It'll be 3rd down and about 8 coming up for the Blue Devils.
Well, in one thing that Coach Cutcliffe said is, I've been watching him this week because he can't try to do too much. And he really hasn't tried to do too much, maybe with the exception of the interception to Thornhill. Let's see if he can do enough to stay on the field here on 3rd and 8.
Jones looks, now going to cut it loose. Lloyd the catch. No, broken up. Bryce Hall was right there. Hall is starting to become a problem in the ACC for opponents, isn't he, James?
Well, you're making up for that extracurricular there, the shove out of bounds and breaking that ball up. But here's another 50-50 ball. This is a 50-50 ball, and this is the fight, and this is the toughness that I talked about throughout the first half. Come back and man up and get that ball. Rip it away. Who wants it more? Bryce Hall answered that right there. They get off the field and forcing another punt.
2 returners again. Chuck Davis and Tavares Kelly are there. That ball almost got blocked. And with the fair catch, and then Jackson tried to slow his momentum, but still crashed into Davis after the fair catch. So there'll be kick-catch interference after a 34-yard punt. First down throw incomplete. Suffice it to say that he's going to have the kind of career that a few years from now, when you're asked a trivia question about, you know, the only player in Virginia history to do X and Y, the answer might be Olamide Zaccheaus. In fact, it's got a real good chance to be Olamide Zaccheaus.
Right.
I mean, he's top 6 in career touchdown catches and just an amazing, versatile football player in Charlottesville.
Great kid, too. We've had some outstanding visits with him.
Sharp and Atkins in the backfield with Perkins on second and the full 10. Here's Perkins. Stiff arm there and first down. Really good play by Bryce Perkins. Got 11 yards and a stiff arm on Leonard Johnson.
You know, Leonard Johnson's, he's not a small guy. He's a defensive back, but he's a safety. Watch Leonard Johnson right here. Boom. He's even got the right angle. Steps inside, so he falls for a little bit of a fake, and then comes the power. So there's the finesse, there's the shake, but then there's also the power to keep him off. Again, another Cavalier that should have been dropped well short of the sticks. Instead, it's a first down.
Here's Perkins. And the pitch, and this is Zaccheaus. Second down out of bounds into the Duke bench around the 37-yard line. Boy, Robert Anaya is drawing him up on the grease board over there today, James.
And you know what? It's as a whole, it's this football team. We talked about it earlier. Defensively, how they like to come in and confuse. They like to bring guys from different angles, some zone dog blitzes, and now we're bringing 3. Now we're dropping these defensive linemen. And you really get that sense the way Robert Anaya has called this offensive game. It's what are they going to throw at us next?
Yep.
And when you got a quarterback that can do a whole heck of a lot, it sure makes things like that easy.
This is a Perkins keeper. And depending on the spot here, Tangelo shoved him out of bounds, and Mark is inside the 35. Close to a first down.
But it's getting to the point now to where it's too much. You see Tangelo giving chase, missing the tackle, flatten out. Okay, hey, I'm not going to make this stop. We've learned at this point he's too quick for us. I'm not going to make this stop for a 1-yard loss. I'm going to have to flatten out, take the proper angle, and make this stop for a 2-yard gain. It's time to admit that this is a pretty good quarterback and a fast quarterback when he runs the ball.
Looping ball, batted in the air and incomplete. Dubois, the intended receiver. Michael Carter, the second sophomore who missed a couple of ball games in there to break it up.
Carter had the knee problem earlier when he missed those ball games. An excellent job. And this time he snaps that head around, defends, watches those eyes of the receiver when they get big.
The header.
It hit him right in the hat. We've got a lot of soccer references in this broadcast here today.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right.
Got a header. Got to go down. A guy go down looking for a yellow card back earlier on the punt return. Tavares Kelly and Zaccheaus are on the same side of the field. Top of your screen here. Perkins, quick throw. That's Zaccheaus inside for another catch. And that's 8 catches today for Olamide Zaccheaus. Now, you played in the fun and gun, right? Some of the Virginia stuff's got fun and gun to it, right? The short throws put the guys in space.
Or some air raid, too. I mean, there's a lot of air raid that you're seeing right here. And that makes sense because that's Robert Anaya has a lot of that in his background as well. Days in Lubbock, Texas.
Guns up, yeah. Too bad. 3rd and short here now for Virginia. Duke bringing pressure. Nice throw in the flat. That's the tight end, Evan Butts. First catch for the big tight end who had 1 grab last week against Miami.
The field goal that they got here in the second half was a 16-play drive.
That's right.
I mean, they continue to just own this football. 9 plays now on this drive. There's a little bit of a hook that could have been called for a hold there on Giles Harris. The fight to get that extra yard and try to get that first down. And
even though they gave up the big pass from Jones to Taylor for the touchdown, they tempoed it. It's got 16 plays. This is, headed for another double-figure possession. Here's Perkins now just dancing around, and finally the Blue Devils will get to him. Jordan was the first guy there, dropping him for a yard loss, and then Taj Rice, a young freshman, they're excited about here in Durham, made the play.
Everybody staying in those lanes, continuing to fight. See, when they keep them there hemmed up, they're okay. When you let them slip outside, that's when it all goes out the window. Hey, Wes, I want to hear you. If you call Jake Bobo's name, the receiver, freshman receiver, I want to hear you call him an old freshman because it's always a young freshman.
Yes. Yeah,
but we finally got an older freshman. All right.
222 yards of total offense today for Perkins, and here's a throw. Dubois cannot hang on, incomplete. Brandon Feimster was in coverage for the Blue Devils.
Good job by Feimster. Fight him off, use that sidelines. There's nowhere to go. Excellent job. Excellent job. They're fighting back and forth with no flag on the hands by both those guys. You run them out of room. That's why it's so important to make sure that your alignment as a receiver, you give that quarterback a chance. Give yourself a chance. Some cushion over there as you run those routes. Good job by Feimster, who's getting a lot of playing time now, the junior.
3 receivers in the set on 3rd and 11. Perkins up in the pocket. Cuts it loose and overthrows Atkins.
Good job there by Gagnon.
Yep.
Humphrey's back up in there and excellent coverage.
James, we haven't seen Jordan Ellis at all for Virginia here in the second half. And remember, he left the field late in that first half for Bronco Mendenhall's team. And now here's Delaney to try a 42-yarder. He's hit from 37. He's missed from 51 and 33 today. And that kick is good. Boy, he has bounced back nicely, hasn't he? Brian Delaney. And there'll be no return of the kick. Jones, a keeper to start the drive, and Daniel stretches toward the 37 and a first down. Well, Virginia trying to stay in the hunt in the ACC. A win here today puts the Cavaliers in a group with Miami, with Virginia Tech, and of course with Pittsburgh, who has the week off. And so far through 3 quarters, Bronco Mendenhall's 3rd edition of the Cavaliers is up to the challenge today, looking for their 4th straight win against Duke. We're back with the final 15 from Wallace Wade in a moment. This historic venue of college football has really been brushed up nice, hasn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's perfect. Right in the shadow there of the indoor. It's a great spot to be on campus. Yep. Beautiful campus, especially this time of year.
Jones fires and caught, and that's Lloyd. He'll be shy of the first down. The forward progress to only about the 47. First catch of the day for Jonathan Lloyd. It'll be 2nd down, and Duke's got a sense of urgency now, down 2 scores. Deion Jackson playing for the injured Britton Brown, and boy, Snowden. Boy, he's been good again today, James. Charles Snowden's fun to watch. 6'7", great basketball player coming out of Silver Spring, Maryland.
He just has a real knack for the game, especially when you go back and look at the fact that he didn't play a heck of a lot of football before coming to Virginia. Also, again, hats off to Blunt. Good job filling there from his safety spot to get outside.
Virginia again, only one guy with a hand on the ground is Jones. Throws and ramming the catch, falling down. That'll be a first down at the Cavalier 48 with Brent Nelson trailing. 5th catch of the day for TJ Ramming.
He came smoking in there. Look at him break that route off. You know, still bobbling it at the very end. It's been an adventure from the pass catchers throughout the day for David Cutcliffe's crew. They're going to have to hang on to a couple big ones here down the stretch. They want to fight their way back in this.
Jones tried to get it here to the near side to Taylor, who had the touchdown catch in the 3rd, but Bryce Hall, who had an interception earlier, having none of it.
Look at Bryce Hall, just reading that out and then recovering. You know, it's one thing to read it, but what can you do? Are you a good enough athlete to close ground, knock it away? Goes with that front side hand. You know, I mean, interceptions, turnovers can be infectious, and sometimes you get a little bit too greedy to go get one. Smart choice there to just knock it away and force a 2nd down rather than go for the pick and give up a big play.
4 receivers, and that's the big tight end, Helm. It'll be 3rd and about halfway or more.
Job by Helm to hang on to that one. Brenton Nelson over there. I think earlier I called him Blunt, gave Blunt credit for the run field, but that was Nelson. Here you go, third down now. Medium.
Jones going to keep it. First down, dumped over at the 35. Thornhill tripped him up, 9-yard run.
Doing his best, Bryce Perkins. We haven't seen a whole lot of that today from Daniel Jones. When we have seen it, it's worked just fine for David Cutcliffe and this offense, keeping it alive right now. It's really been the only running game that Duke has had, unfortunately.
Yep. But Gray was trying to help Jones out with some of the coverage, and instead, here's Jackson leaking out into the flat. He'll get a first down. Out of bounds at the 23. This is one of Duke's best possessions of the day, James, in terms of end-to-end football.
Oh, without a doubt. So Deion Jackson, who was Britton Brown's backup, now running back, but, you know, he feels comfortable outside. He was a wide receiver in high school until his senior year, so he's got some good hands. They take advantage of it, slip him out there, and another first down. Starting to march down the field still with plenty of time in this football game.
Jones, oh, they're going to slide it. Ramming going to throw. Open is touchdown, Copenhagen. Copenhagen, the touchdown catch on the ramming throw.
It was a beauty, too. So a little misdirection, the reverse, and ramming the lefty took all kinds of time to get set up for it, but when he finally delivered, he lays it in there beautifully. A double catch there by Copenhagen. Able to secure it, though, before he heads out of bounds. Oh, what a big-time play. Duke refusing to hang it up and sticking around here trying to fight this one up and trying to go within a touchdown of taking the lead now.
Colin Wareham, the point after. And it's good. Well,
Duke feeling pretty okay right now with 10:46 left to play, trailing just 6. It was a 14-0 halftime lead, and certainly felt like a whole lot more than that.
no return for Reed. Virginia will scrimmage from his 25. And here's Kyer. Boy, into a stack of Blue Devils and pick up about 2 or 3. McSwain, the tackle. Keep an eye on the clock. There's still plenty of time left. You see Duke's got all 3 timeouts. It's a 6-point game. Blue Devils 2 touchdowns here in the second half after James just really not being able to get out of their own way. Thanks in part to what Virginia was doing, though. Give the Cavaliers credit the first 30 minutes. Second down 8. Kyer, a couple there. It'll be third and about 6. Victor Dimukeji, Baltimore sophomore on the tackle. Boy, if you're Virginia, you do not want to give this back. On about 5 snaps.
Back-to-back run plays, and for the first time, it's a defense inside that's stiffened. Now you've got yourself a third down and a long 6, it looks like. You've got to concentrate on number 3. Do not let him break you right here.
Perkins, cross the middle, broken up. Leonard Johnson, the strike safety, got a hand in there. And Virginia has to punt.
What a play by the redshirt freshman. Coming underneath, they bring the pressure. There was protection. There was time for Perkins. Thought he had his guy, but Johnson, an excellent break. A guy who's got the clean and squat defensive back record, not just for the current players, but all time at Duke, and he's a redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
What a play. Offense is going to get another chance here.
Coleman. Drives one at ramming. TJ will field it, step out of bounds around the 12.
Great punt.
Yep, you bet it.
Punting it to a dangerous guy. You pin him, nowhere to go. If we're going to get hurt, it's not going to be T.J. ramming.
Jones, first down throw. Taylor the catch. And that'll be a first down for the Blue Devils out to the 13. Worst starting position for Duke today. 5th catch for the Floridian Chris Taylor of 11 yards.
Daniel Jones cool and calm, and they're standing in there strong as the pocket starts to collapse, delivering a strike on first down.
Jones. Boy, Cavaliers got there. That was Peace again. It'll be a sack for Peace. It'll be his 2nd of the day.
And, you know, look at the hustle. Dipping that pad, getting low, and that's an effort. That's an effort sack. Just wanting it more, getting around the edge, and a good job by Jones of not losing that football, too. Just eat it. Live to play 2nd down now.
Sun's coming out here at Wallace Wade Stadium as Jones will be taken down that time. Hand back and Alonzo. Combined on the top for the Cavaliers. And now 3rd and very long.
Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Everybody staying in those lanes. Good coverage down the field. 14 yards now to go. Do not throw an interception. You can still punt it away. Still plenty of time.
Jones will be sacked a 3rd time. Peace was back there. Snowden was back there. Elliott Brown got in the backfield. What a stand by Virginia.
Well, and to watch the sidelines of Virginia is as much fun as it is to watch these guys make plays on the field. I mean, it's a team that's putting together right now. Look at all the white jerseys. Daniel Jones holding on to the football, but the damage is done. Look how far they go backwards after the first down pickup to start the drive. Now they'll punt out of their own end zone, and Virginia will have the ball back.
Again, 2 safeties in the return spot, Kelly and Davis, and this will be Tavares Kelly. Tavares Kelly inside the 30 to the 28. And the little guy from Fort Lauderdale came within a whisker of housing this. PK Kyer. Not much. A yard, maybe 2. Xander Gagnon, who's spelled the injured Ben Humphreys on the stop. Boy, the Virginia defense was really good the last possession.
Well, they're really good in an offensive line that was really poor. I mean, you know, it's you want to win this football game, you want to move to 6-1. Block somebody, stay on somebody, get some nastiness to you. You can't let guys just run free, and not just one guy here and there. I mean, a couple times it's the whole house. But it's really been an offensive line that's been hot and cold.
Zacchaeus, another catch inside the 25, a couple of yards to the 24. That's his 9th reception of the day. Halamade has got about 60 yards on 9 catches. And now it's going to be 3rd and about 5 for Mendenhall's team.
Big play coming right here, and it's also big. Go back, you know, Delaney missed his first try after having the great big night against Miami in that win last Saturday night. But for him to come back and hit those last 2, it's been huge for this football team. So they can count on him here if they get stuck.
Perkins the throw, Zacchaeus the catch, his 10th. And it'll be enough for the first down at the 16.
Wow, well, it won't matter right here. I mean, Zacchaeus running that route at the sticks defensively. Where are they trying to go? Where do they want to get? You've got a heads-up football play defensively. You've just got to know what they're trying to do to you. There's so much going on in the mind of these football players, offense and defensively. But first things first, whittle it down and make it simple. What are they trying to do? Get a first down. It's 3rd down. This is their last chance. Where are they going to run those routes? Where are they going to break them off at? We got to tighten up.
Season high catch number for Zacchaeus. He had 12 against Indiana in 2017. Perkins in trouble, eludes the sack on the blitz. Now going to cut it loose. End zone touchdown. Evan Butts, the tight end. What a throw. What a catch.
Well, what a play to, I mean, how many times we see that and it's disastrous for a quarterback. That right there in a nutshell is who you've got running the show for Virginia. Just eyes in the back of his head. He's about to just get leveled, get splattered, and that ball may come out. As Waters comes back there on the blitz, and fans. Wow.
So here's the two-point try and make it a 2-score or 14-point game. 2 touchdowns. There's Zacchaeus moving to the slot. Sharp in the backfield with Perkins. And Alameda stretches out and pulls it in for 2 points. So Perkins and Zacchaeus combine on the 2-point play. And Virginia's lead is 2 touchdowns.
Zacchaeus, he wants to throw the big man Nelson up. And how about this throw where only Zacchaeus can catch it, and it is secure, and it's absolutely across the plane, so it's a great call down on the field. And it's a 2-point conversion, so now it'll take a touchdown and a field goal and a stop in the middle of that, or an onside kick to tie it up.
All right, now you just went to the
I beg your pardon though, it's 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. All right. So now with under 4 to go, Daniel Jones and the Blue Devils cannot wait around. They'll have to get it and go here. Duke has all 3 timeouts. Jones on first down rips it to the middle of the field, and the catch by Copenhaver, who had the touchdown earlier from ramming for the first down. And Duke will get right up on the line here. And they release 4 into the pattern. They'll take the shot for Taylor, and broken up by Hall. Bryce Hall, who's played a pretty stingy corner today, but again has also backed him up in covering ground today, James.
Well, Nick Howell, as defensive coordinator, told us that he's never seen anyone as invested as Bryce Hall. He's a heck of a player. He's really disciplined and fun to watch.
Big lick there. Taylor got turned around by Hall, and then your man Zandier ran downhill. And Taylor will have to come out of the ball game for Duke. Jones trying to find a room on the called draw, or called run, I will tell you there. And if you got to the 49, that's enough for the first down. Clock continues to move inside 3 minutes.
You know, there's a lot of complaints that are thrown out there with the guys in the replay booth, and you don't hear them get patted on the back that much. But I think that's one that's it's good to see him not call it. You know, I mean, and maybe it's just the linebacker, maybe it's just the defensive guy talking up here.
Jones in trouble, sacked. Eli handback. Big fella. In his 30th career start, drops Jones for a 7-yard loss.
Well, the series before you had 1, 2, 3 in a row, and here's big handback just coming free. 2nd and 17 now.
Copenhaver near midfield, threw right in the traffic with the umpire, and Devontae Cross converted from the offensive side of the ball.
As this clock starts to really whittle down and tick away, it's, you know, you almost wonder, are they a little bit gun shy of that deep ball now, because the 2 interceptions there thrown by Jones today.
Another quick throw on the perimeter, and that's Lloyd, and he cannot twist out of the tackle of Darius Bratton, playing the field corner for Virginia. Minute 45 to go.
Blue Devils still with 3 timeouts. Got to get something going here.
Bronco Mendenhall trying to get his 3rd road win in 3 years in the ACC, James. Batted away by Bratton on 4th down. And by the way, all 3 wins have come here in the Triangle of North Carolina. last year in Chapel Hill, and now this will be the second at Wallace Wade Stadium. Duke's got 3 timeouts and 1:28 to go, and the Blue Devils give it back on downs.
This is a heck of a quarterback that David Cutcliffe has, and this Virginia defense, time and time again, just won this battle. I mean, they turned him away every opportunity they got. I mean, just in the technique and the play. This is a well-coached defense. We talked about it off the top. Bronco Mendenhall is a defensive guy through and through. You know, but these assistants, they're on this staff. Nick Howe, Kelly Papinga, we've mentioned. It's a well-coached bunch. Nick Soto. Let me make sure I get all those other guys here.
Duke did not do much in the vertical game today.
Shane Hunter. Let me throw that one name out there, too. Coaching those inside linebackers. Zane Zandier and company. So.
But the Pack and Tigers have played 2 really good ones the last 2 years.
You know what? I watch some of these guys, the hard work they put in and how hard they hit. Yeah. It's not often that I'm really jealous anymore.
But you're jealous today.
You know what I'm most jealous of?
What?
Of that NC State team getting on that bus and going into enemy territory. I mean, like, if we could get I've got chills right now. Just the thought of you and your brothers that you've worked so hard with to play in games like this. It's all you've ever dreamed about.
Right.
And as much as I enjoyed playing in the swamp, for Coach Collins, who's down there on the sidelines with Duke today, my linebacker coach, it was even better. And I hate to admit it, you know, your home fans are great, but to go on the road and to do that, to go down and just shut up a stadium.
Well, you talk about the graphic. How about this? This is a quick look back. 1990, Scott Sisson, the youngster with the educated toe. Georgia Tech beat #1 Virginia 41-38. Florida State, Virginia, 93. Carolina, Florida State at Kenan Stadium in 97. Clemson, Florida State in 13. Remember, that was Taj Boyd intercepted first play. Jameis Winston to Kelvin Benjamin on the laser. And then today, NC State and Clemson. Should be fun to watch the Tigers and Pack get it on at Frank Howard Field. 4th and 2. And Lester Coleman is going to punt on a 10-man rush and just kick it in the end zone. Almost kicked it through the uprights. So Duke will get the ball at its 20, which, by the way, next Saturday should be plenty of fun for a 12-20 start with Carolina and Virginia. Those two, they got a little bit of a history.
Zandier still coming on. He gave Daniel Jones another hit right as he threw the football, and then running his yapper afterwards.
Jones, quick throw, ramming, took a huge lick, and that was Thornhill out about the 37, 38-yard line, but TJ held on.
Wow, what a nice catch. That's tough. He knows he's going to get hit. He knows he's going to get hit. How many times this year have we seen guys, I don't know that I want to hang on to this one. Might as well hang on.
Ramming dropped that one right in front of Brenton Nelson, who was there in coverage for Virginia.
I mean, guys, you turn and make a guy miss, you go score, and you got a chance. You got to hang. There are way too many drops today. Way too many drops today for Duke.
Jones, and looked like he was trying to go back down the backside toward Damon Filial Johnson, a redshirt freshman from Pensacola.
You know, what do you have to lose? You're not going to. You got to put it in the end zone right now. So you throw it down the football field.
Here's Jones working against Zandier, and he will reach out of bounds. The clock will stop with 27 seconds left at the 44. Gain of 6. It'll be 4th and 4 for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, I know I've talked 33 up quite a bit, but you know, it's a sophomore, and it's not always easy. Even though he's not Bryce Perkins, Daniel Jones he's dangerous in the open field. It's a nice open field tackle.
There's Noah Gray a first down. Yeah, the linebacking play for Virginia, and James, that's without Jordan Mack now, who we saw get hurt in the Louisville game. As we said earlier, they hope to get him back, but if they do, it'll be later in the year. Jones, another throw middle of the field, and that's Jake Bobo, the 20-year-old freshman.
An old freshman.
Yeah. And Duke out of timeouts. They will spike the ball, and they're going to put a couple seconds back on this, I think. Big win for Virginia, Bates. No way around it, is there? Cavaliers are in this thing now.
Well, if I'm a Cavalier fan, I'm as happy as can be with the way my football team's played. Huge win.